Good afternoon. Live from Taft Stadium here with Eric Parker.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got a fill in here this evening. Normally we have Kyle Duncan in, but we've got Eric Parker here joining us this evening here at Taft Stadium. It's a brisk 65 degrees outside. Got a little crosswind here, a little northwest to southeast wind. Make it a little chilly, but if you're sitting in the sun, it should be a good evening for some soccer. Eric, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, we have Deer Creek Antlers visiting your Northwest Class of Knights. 6A soccer, not much more you can say. It's elite in the state of Oklahoma. It doesn't get any higher than this. Deer Creek girls have a history of being a great program, but I think Yoli and them are going to give them what they got tonight. Northwest is trending up, and moments like these, especially for these young Knights, they're going to be helpful going down the stretch.
Sure, you mentioned Deer Creek having kind of a long standing history and being relevant in the 6A programs. And one of the things that I was thinking about, pre-game is the structure, the infrastructure that Edmond in general has, starting with their, youth leagues that they have and their club teams that they have for these, boys and girls growing up. And so, soccer is something that has always been kind of relevant in Edmond. And I know it really starts, when they're little tots, getting on the soccer field and growing up and playing club teams. So these girls have been playing their whole lives, and now they're on the biggest stage in 6A playing in a beautiful Taft Stadium. So looking forward to a fun night here of soccer.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes. Starting for Deer Creek tonight, we have number 1, Cam Hasselwander, the junior. That's your goalkeeper tonight. We've got number 2, Ashlyn Stilgall, senior, midfield. Number 4, Kimber Doggett, forward, or freshman, actually. Interesting. Got another freshman, number 5, J.J. Walker. He's going to be a forward. We got number 7, Sydney Lee, the junior defender. Number 10, Caden Swain, junior midfield. Number 15, Anna Braham, junior defender. Number 17, Sophia Kershi, junior defender. Number 18, Kylie Chalice, junior forward. Number 19, Lauren Cottom, senior midfield. And number 33, Mackenzie McDonald, junior defender.
Throw-in coming up here for the Lady Knights. We would also announce the Lady Knights starters, but we do not have a roster yet for them, so we're just going to go off the cuff here.
Oh, yeah. Good little through ball there from Deer Creek.
One of the issues the Lady Knights had on Tuesday was they were not doing a very good job marking up and didn't do a very good job of getting dangerous balls out of play. And so I'm looking for the Lady Knights early to, I know that Coach Rioli has addressed that with her girls over some practices over the last few days and some film studies. So I'm looking to see the Lady Knights be, uber aggressive and marking up and finding their lady and then clearing balls out when they need to clear them out, not playing with it, not turning it over into dangerous spaces, giving Deer Creek, opportunities to score.
Oh, yeah, just switching to a real technical style of playing, looking for your teammates, making sure that ball is staying on the ground. And just giving yourself that extra step, trying not to be too hesitant, because in anything you play, soccer, basketball, football, like a hesitation leads to advantage for the opposing team. So you always got to be, if you're going to commit, you need to commit. You can't second guess.
Sure.
And I think that's something that we see a lot from the Lady Knights is they know what they need to do. Yoli has them prepared, but sometimes they're second guessing themselves. And I think as they continue to play and play more, and feed into what she's giving them, that confidence will build up and they'll adjust to it.
Sure. You mentioned earlier that this is a program, Northwest is a program that is trending in the right direction. I know that the Northwest Class and Invitational. As we pause here, looks like a corner kick coming up. The Northwest Class and Invitational, we were able to actually go 2-1, which was the first time ever that the Lady Knights were able to finish 2-1 in their own tournament. And then also our very own Angel Toledo was the Golden Boot winner, meaning she scored the most goals in the tournament. So trending in the right direction, but still, Rome wasn't built in a day, and we're going to continue to watch them progress over the next several years and turn into a relevant 6A program.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There's an example right there, getting the ball out of space. Nothing dangerous. Now we can get marked up.
More aggressive play. We like seeing that on the defensive end.
Yeah, Tiara Parks is probably their best defender. And she has no problem being aggressive. So look for her to set the tone, too.
Oh, yeah. Come on, there she goes.
Again, well done.
Trying to see if they apply a little pressure right here. Really see if they can work. They're doing well holding their own on this defensive end. See if they
sure.
Can
they on Tuesday they looked shaky early, and I actually I like the aggressive nature that they have, and they look a lot more confident today. So that could be a testament to some of the work that they put in practice over the last several days and learning from their mistakes.
See, goal kick here with the wind. A little more pressure. Right idea. All right, Northwest throwing. It always seems, and over the past few years watching the Northwest girls, it seems like they always have kind of the pieces. It's just finding those more role players to kind of fill in those gaps. Because I mean, like Angel's a beast. Like,
yeah.
But just like having like a good midfield, having all these little pieces that can help complement
all three levels.
Attackers.
Yeah. Well, I know Coach Yoli is really emphasizing with her girls and her program that she wants them playing club, playing indoor, always having a ball at their feet. And so, just really emphasizing that, and her girls buying into that, playing soccer year-round, finding trainers to train with. And, that's something that we emphasize in basketball with our guys, and I know that Coach Yoli is wanting that stuff to occur with hers. And so, not only will they continue to get better, at the game of soccer and understand, how to play it, athletically they'll improve. You'll see quick twitch muscles improving. You'll see more bursts of speed, and so, you'll see more physical play. And so those are things that Coach Yoli is really trying to emphasize with her girls and her program, and trying to see those just small gains from year to year.
And especially in today's game and whatever sport you're playing, you see the best product out of those kids that are surrounding themselves with the game and other sports and things like that are multifaceted, and they're putting that commitment out there. A lot of these 6A programs, that's what they're working with. They have these kids, and like you mentioned earlier, they're in club early, and they're not just in club individually, they're playing with each other. They're all going to the same school, they're all playing with each other, and they group themselves together. And that's a recipe for success. You're going to get success from that, and especially when it comes to women's sports, that you get them started early and you get them committed to it. It just sky's the limit. So many opportunities for them.
Sure, the chemistry that's built, the cohesiveness that's needed to be able to win games at the high level. Here we go.
breakaway run. See if Hargrove's got it.
Oh,
Just a little out of reach.
that was well struck.
One of the forwards. I can't see her now. Thank you.
Looks like number 5 for Deer Creek
Five.
scored that goal for them.
Freshman J.J. Walker.
Hargrove's got to come off her line right there.
Yeah.
She's got to cut down that angle. I think if she comes off that line, she's able to get a hand on that and push that outside that far post.
Could get a good touch.
I like the response, though.
No back down there.
Yeah.
Marching right back
Sure,
down the field.
sure. I like that. I like that bounce back there after a goal and come down and get a relatively good look. She'd like to see her be able to turn her hips on that and get that on frame, but good effort nonetheless.
And I'll always give the Northwest girls credit. They play in hardest class in the state. They play in what seems like the hardest district in 6A girls. Loaded with Deer Creek. I think I saw Norman in there.
Yeah, you have Norman, Deer Creek, Edmond Memorial, Yukon, Lawton, Southmore, Northwest Classen, and Putnam City West. That's a tough conference, or tough district, I should say.
Yeah, but there's no back down there. Regardless what they're coming up against, they're going to keep coming back. And I think that shows a lot of respect to themselves as a program, themselves as players, and their trust in their coach and the process. Especially a lot of these older girls, the younger ones are watching. The kids in the schools around here are watching, and I think seeing them tough these tough matches against UConn, things like that, shows a lot to those girls and really shows that maybe I could be working my way up.
Sure.
To this.
There's an adjustment period that has to occur. We have been dealing with it. We were 5A. All of our programs were 5A. Then Oklahoma City redistricted, did their pathway to greatness, shut down a few schools. Our boundary lines changed, and we absorbed more kids. I think it was more kids that were than was anticipated. Yeah. And so you go from being in 5A in all your sports to immediately getting bumped up to 6A without much warning. And so even with us in basketball. Listeners, if you're out there, I'm also the head basketball coach at Northwest Classen, and so even in basketball, we've had some success, at the 5A level, going to state tournaments. But we were bumped up to 6A, and so now we were having to learn all new coaches. You're having to learn new styles of play, a whole new plethora of players. And so for us, there's been a 2-3 year adjustment period where we've had to, learn just exactly what 6A basketball is. And so the same can be said for soccer and many of these other sports that we're playing here at Northwest. And so you're having to go through an adjustment period where you're having to learn new styles of play, new coaches, new players, and so, like I said, we mentioned the fact that these 6A schools and 6A programs have these awesome facilities, and these kids are growing up and playing with each other throughout the course of their whole entire lives, and already have chemistry and cohesiveness. So, so there's a lot of things that you can throw out there as excuses, but like I said, Coach Yoli, myself and many of the other coaches at Northwest have accepted that challenge to play on the big stage. We're here, we might as well go after it. So that's what I like about it, and I like being up there at the top.
Any competitor wants to play against the best, and you want to beat the best. So, what else could you ask for? And I know with a lot of y'all's programs, basketball, soccer, and things, y'all were already kind of on occasion, we're playing up against these
Sure.
better opponents.
Sure.
But it's such a transition to playing them time and time again.
Yep.
A gauntlet of a season.
Yep. We've had to, just to kind of give insight, we've had to, look for 6As to schedule and then try to get into 6A tournaments, just so we can prepare for 6A playoffs.
Yeah.
And now it's a little bit different in soccer because you're in districts. It's a little bit different in football and baseball because you're in districts. Basketball is a little bit different because we still do conference play. And so we don't have districts. Off the post right there. Like to see it cleared away. Out of danger. Good. But yes, back to what I was saying. And so, it's even, what I'm saying is it's even more difficult for a soccer program to get thrown right into 6A districts and not, really playing many 6A teams in years past because of district play, and being in 5A, you're only playing your 5A district opponents. So there's some barriers there. But like I said, look here in the next couple years, I feel like, again, like you've mentioned, that we are trending in the right direction. These girls are buying in. They do believe that they are playing at the highest level, and they're going to compete at the highest level. And so I'm excited to see the progression.
Oh, yeah. Through ball there from Deer Creek. Good job keeping pressure on that. Shot coming. Good. Yeah, defense is looking a lot more sound than it was on Monday against UConn.
I promise you that was addressed.
Yeah.
We got a penalty kick coming up here. Not exactly sure who they called that on. It looked to be incidental from up here. But the official on the field had a better look.
Penalty coming up for Deer Creek. Number
15. Yep.
Anna Bram Jr. Hargrove, pick a side and throw yourself.
Those are always tough.
Always.
I played keeper in high school, and I was always taught exactly what you just said. Try to hop off that line, throw yourself to the corner, kind of cut down the angle, meet it. And it's easier said than done. Easier said than done.
Played keeper too myself. It's just one of those things, and I was a basketball player converted to keeper.
Okay. I was too. People don't understand there's a lot of similarities between basketball and soccer.
It really is.
Very, very similar.
It was a college club, and they were just like, a couple of my roommates played on it, and they needed a keeper, and they were like, oh, you listen, you be quick transition, and I already watched and reffed the game. I just didn't play it because I'm from a small town football place. So,
where are you from?
Bristow, Oklahoma.
Bristow, the Pirates.
Yeah, Purple Pirates.
The Pirates.
They just now got a boys soccer program.
Okay.
7 and 3A that they've since they built the 3A now for soccer.
When did you graduate high school, Eric?
2013.
2013. Now you might have played against us. I was a head coach at Porter, and we played Bristow. It would have been probably around 2011 or so, and I had a player of mine. Well done, grab a keep. Let's go, quick counter.
The Mounds tournament, was it?
Mm-hmm. The Mounds tournament.
Oh,
the Mounds tournament.
What was that boy's name?
I had a
tore us up.
He dropped 56 on you guys.
We got a chewing from that. So I was coached by
Wow,
Greg
so
Harden.
you were there, okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah. So you remember that, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Jacob Richardson was his name. He played 1 year out here at UCO, and I think he's back in Porter now. He's got a couple kids and a wife, and I'm sure those kids are going to be hoopers themselves because that family could go. They had some, they had some athletes. His brother Josh, and he had a sister Sierra, and so they could all play a little bit of basketball. But Jacob had a game because you guys were good that year. Bristol was we were worried about you, and I remember saying to my assistant coach at the time, which was my father, I said something along the lines, "Man, it'd be really nice if Jacob would just absolutely go off this game and boy, he did. He could not miss." And I said a 56 piece. So I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, I remember suffering the consequences for that one coming back. Harden didn't play. Harden did not play. He's head coach of Moore Boys right now.
So Greg Harden was the head then?
Yeah, he was the head coach of Bristow.
I need to have a conversation with him about that because I see him all the time. Yeah, he's at Moore. Wow, that was well done actually. Yeah, but we gave it up in a dangerous space right there.
Yeah. And it's so interconnected. Playing, and when watching it from a whole, it's real easy to kind of look at your keepers and be like, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
That you did that. You should have did this. But and I heard Yoli say it once. Great bar, but you have to go through the 10 of you to get to the keeper.
Yeah.
And it just really shows like like any good team sport, it's a complete product. You can't, if the defensive breakdown, that's just easy for the opposing team. Like, you don't want to let on the counterattack, you don't want to give up that. You really got to be playing your position. You really got to be talking to your teammates, and that's the biggest thing in any sport. You need to communicating with each other, and that's something that it's really hard to get a lot of these kids to do in any sport. Basketball this past year, they just don't want to talk to each other. I'm fortunate that my soccer boys at Taft right now, they all play club and they all play with each other, and they direct them. They're so well directing themselves. It's the easiest job I've ever had. So
Well, usually that's what happens when you've got players and teams that know what they're doing. They make you look like you're a really good coach. The best team I ever had was probably the worst coaching job I ever had at Northwest. We went 26-2, and I look back on it, and I didn't do a very good job. And those guys were just so talented. It didn't matter who we were playing and what we were playing. It just didn't matter. They were going to win. So, no, you're saying it right. One of the things that I'd like to see from Elizabeth, though, moving forward as a keeper, being more assertive and being more vocal back there, because she is seeing everything. She will see the unmarked forwards, and so she will see girls out of position as offsides coming up. About a half step out in front there. But just being more assertive on the back end and communicating to her line of defense is what she wants and what she needs from them. And that stuff will come. That's hard for freshmen at any level, any sport, to be assertive and communicate, like you said, because a lot of times kids don't know how to communicate. We have to do communication drills. We have to emphasize it. There has to be repercussions in practices if you're not communicating. It doesn't matter what sport it is. So, there has to be an emphasis from that individual coach that, hey, we're going to communicate. These are the things that should be coming out of your mouth, and if we aren't hearing them, then we've got to fix it.
Yes.
And there's many different ways that we can fix it, but player-led teams win championships.
Oh, always. Those getting the kids to where they're thinking through the game the way the coach is. They're trying to see it from different angles, because it's really, especially, and it's hard. As a player, I was bad at doing this. You get caught up in the moment of the game, and you're not thinking forward. You're thinking in the moment, and just getting athletes, that's what's going to get them to the next level. That's what's going to take these teams to the next level. Those teams in whatever sport you're doing that understand the game understand what the strategy behind everything is, and how to execute. Great ball. Another goal for Deer Creek here.
See, that's the again, the ball was given up, and so there's got to be, some obviously making a substitution here, but Elizabeth can help out in that situation as a keeper, and she can come off that line. If you're holding that line and you're not cutting down the angles and you're not pressuring that shooter to get off of it sooner, that shooter's having time to pick her spot. And if you're able to pick your spot and place it with no pressure, you're going to give up goals. And so, those are things that Coach Yoli will have to address with her. I know Coach Yoli was actually a keeper herself, so I know she's having those conversations with her keeper. But again, if the defense is putting her in bad positions, and you're a freshman, it's hard to do sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Because he said it's kind of hard to find the ball.
It's really hard to find those kids that want to defend also, and again, it's the same in whatever sport. The kids have idols and they have players that they watch, and a lot of times they want to emulate them.
Sure.
And the people, most of
the Instagram clips.
Oh yeah, they want to, everyone wants to be the one scoring goals. So it's really hard to find those kids that are motivated, that are like, oh, I want to go get that. I want to go take that from someone else.
Sure.
And I know I see it with your basketball teams. Y'all are very, very, very focused on defense. Y'all get a lot of great, and you have great players.
Sure.
They go after people, and
sure.
I think that's a good testament to your style, and it's just a winning mentality. It's like,
well, again, I think it again, we talk about sports here, but it doesn't matter. I think it all starts in your practice and what your culture is, and so Kelvin Sampson was talking about that. Kelvin Sampson is the head coach of University of Houston and made it to the Final Four 2 years ago, and then I think they made a Sweet 16 or Elite 8 this year. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he was asked at the end of one of the games, how do you get your guys to play so well and to so hard in these big games, especially when a lot of these guys weren't here last year or didn't play in the Final Four last year? And he said it boils down to your practices, your work ethic in practice. You have to lean on that, and then, well done, good save. Again, right there's a perfect example of putting a little pressure on the shooter. Mm-hmm. She wasn't able to have time to place, and Elizabeth's right there to make an easy routine save. But back to what I was saying, he said that you have to lean on your practicing habits and your culture. And so if you're not leaning on your practicing habits and your practices are lackadaisical, and you're not being pushed or challenged or running drills or running competitive scrimmages in every single practice, then you're not going to be used to playing in these big time games against this elite competition. And so that has to be emphasized in any sport, and that's something that we've always tried to emphasize with our basketball guys in our program, and just getting them to understand that we have to hang our hat on something.
Yeah.
And that something needs to be defensive intensity, defensive energy, defensive rebounding, and just overall team defense, just a willingness and a mentality to just get dirty, and understanding that it will result in points for you in transition. Same thing in soccer. If you are defensively sound, your counterattacks are going to be there.
They will.
And so just getting those guys to understand it, because again, you're living in an era that's Instagram. Your 30-second highlight clips are more important than watching the whole game. There's no highlight reels and stuff going up on defensive I guess defensive. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, no, on goal.
Larks.
That's unlucky. I've had that happen a
Yeah.
few times too. But there's no glorification of defense,
Yeah.
and so I get it. And so, I don't know where the change needs to occur, whether that's something that occurs from families at the house, parents, coaches, or, the Instagram community. I don't know. Maybe we need to start making some highlight reels for some defense. So I know Nick Collison has a YouTube series of him taking charges.
Yeah.
He's got Instagram highlights of that. So maybe we can get Rodman has his reels.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to do more of that stuff to glorify and show that defense can be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I always enjoyed it.
I did too.
I always enjoyed getting after somebody and just winning your one-on-one battle.
Yeah, there's little things like that. I was always a big fan of playing defense in any sport, football, soccer, basketball. It's just fun. It's a more intense part of the game, and I was a real physical player, and it was something that I just found myself just being good at. And I just personally liked getting in the heads of other
There we
people.
go, Keep. That's better.
That's better attempt.
That's better.
Got 2 Lady Knights down.
They're playing hard. I'm going to give them credit where credit's due. They're playing hard. They are. Deer Creek is just good.
And it just comes back to it, these 6A programs, especially these established ones, your Deer Creeks, your Normans, they've had so much time.
We have a Casey Seitz sighting on the field. Casey Seitz, if you don't know, he's our athletic trainer here at Northwest Class and does a phenomenal job. I know the kids really enjoy his presence, and they're always trying to go down there to the training room and chop it up with Casey, see if they can get him to make him some Gatorade. So Casey makes a mean cup of Gatorade. I promise that.
Gotta get that.
Not enough, not too much sugar, not too much, but he's not overdoing it, but he's not underdoing it either. So he's got to have that perfect balance of sugar in that Gatorade.
Yeah, instructions don't teach that. He's eyeballing it. He just knows.
Yeah, no, he's got a feel for it. So as he's tending to a couple players here, I know Coach Yoli is dealing with Elizabeth Hargrove, who went down. Probably a slight collision on that goal that was just scored. So hopefully they're okay.
There's a lot that goes into being keeper, man. It's dangerous. Throwing yourself for the team. It's the most selfless position you can play in soccer. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of demands. It takes a special kind of player to rise up and do it.
We'll take a short break here as they're attending to these players.
That was a good one. Why you had to throw that down?
Looks like we have our injured player was Mercedes Sandoval. They've been able to help her off the field. She's hobbling a little bit, so looks like Elizabeth Hargrave still staying in the game. She's rubbed some dirt on it, and she's ready to roll again, so that's good to see.
My hand's really cold. Like,
All right, we're back in action here.
Deer Creek girls all gas.
Nobody there.
Sorry,
No
my
one lucky
bad.
touch.
Ooh, just over the crossbar. Dangerous spot there.
It's always those little things, that first touch on the ball. Um, I know in my practices, I picked Coach Ross's brain a lot this past summer, kind of seeing how he runs things down here so the boys are ready for it when they come across the street.
Sure.
And just one of those things he had talked about is that, there's those little things that you just can't waste time in practice with, because it's those things that they could be working on at home, they could be doing on their own. And if they have the commitment to the game, that's what they should be doing. I know, you don't want kids coming into the gym across the street with your program that can't do a left hand layup. These are the things that as these players need to commit to doing, and those little things like your first touch, that's something you could just do with a wall. Any chance you get, learning how to dribble with your left, right? Any sport, like it's just those little things, and it's one of those things you can kind of pick apart. And this was something I personally wasn't that good at too. I was a basketball converted to soccer. It took me a good minute.
Away. Here we go. Counterattack.
Counterattack.
But get off of it. Well done. Right idea.
Just let her just a little bit, especially into that wind. I put a little too much power on it than needed.
Throw in coming up here for the Lady Knights.
But as I was saying, you can tell watching how much just how much work a player's been able to get. Have they had that coaching and that time and that preparation on their own to work on those things like first touch? Because it's those little things that build up.
Why you don't go to the store?
Deer Creek counterattack. Another day at the office for Hargrove. Easy save. Lady Knights still playing really aggressive.
You can hear that wind howling, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's difficult. They'll have to play against it in the second half here. Got about 8:45 coming up left in the first half. 6-0 right now is the score. Deer Creek up.
In Oklahoma, man, it's tough playing this time of year.
Well, we've had about 7-8 days in a row of just wind.
Yes.
Just eating wind.
Nothing else. It's giving my house everything it can handle right now. It's crazy.
Foul coming up. I don't mind that.
I don't mind it either. It's nothing too jarring. It's nothing that's going to hurt a player. And, and it shows that, Lady Knights aren't.
There's some care.
They're not going to go down.
Yep, there's some care there.
Yeah.
Oh, good left foot there. Kind of hung in the wind, just over the crossbar there. I think if it was a little bit lower, Elizabeth was going to have a hand and touch it.
Yeah. She's in good position there. Go kick. That ball's out. Good job, Hargrove. Confidence is growing a lot, really quickly. And I think this is something that she'll have to get used to. These two, one of these forwards for Deer Creek is a freshman also.
It was a good assist right there by 23. She had a touch that went much further than she wanted. She was able to kind of stop it, turn, find somebody on the back of the post. I'm not sure who scored that goal, but assist coming up by 23.
That's Addison Roberts.
Addison Roberts, well done.
Yeah, Deer Creek's attacks are really coordinated. Their midfielders and a couple of their defenders do a good job playing up. Very nice to put some pressure on here. Force the kick out. Goal kick, Deer Creek.
Coming up on 4:45 left in the first half. I know that the girls are trying not to get run ruled. 7-0 right now. 10 is the 10 is the rule. Ten will shut us down, and we'll start homecoming festivities tonight. Tonight's homecoming here for the Northwest Classen. I know that they had a couple pep assemblies this afternoon up at Northwest Classen High School here at 27th and May, right in the heart of Oklahoma City.
It's good to see those kind of events and things back in the schools.
Yeah, that's the first one that occurred. In 2 years. And I know that they're going to start letting us do some of those other activities like student versus teacher basketball game, and so I know that's a big one that we've always done, that the kids have always enjoyed, and even the teachers and staff have always enjoyed it. So just getting some of that stuff back and being able to do pep assemblies and concerts and fun assemblies. So that's always a welcome sight for the 2 years that we've dealt with just madness.
Oh, yeah. That teacher versus student basketball game is always a fun. I got to play in one while I was in Northwest, and I remember us putting 100 points up on
Well,
those
just so everybody knows, students, if any students are listening, the teachers have never lost, and I don't plan on losing, and I don't see it happening this year either, because I've got a squad built up.
No shortage of hoopers at Northwest.
I don't know how you're going to stop Creed Flowers. I don't know how you're going to stop 6'9" Jeremy Lightfoot. I don't know how you're going to stop me. I don't know how you're going to stop Coach Mitchell, Coach Scott, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott was Mr. Scott played basketball at OBU. People don't know that about him. He's an OBU Bison graduate. So these students are in trouble. We're going to let a couple of the senior basketball players play, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough. Yeah, Scott's he's over our shoulder right now, flexing his Bison basketball gear. He's proud to be a Bison. We actually have a basketball player at OBU right now, Marquez Cyrus. He's I actually went on his official visit, and I'll be honest with you, I felt like I needed to enroll at OBU. They got a nice little campus and little setup. It was a cool little Division II experience. So It kind of reminded me of Stillwater a little bit.
Good little college town vibe. I'll say this, playing in 6A does give these kids a lot of exposure also, I think.
Sure.
Because, again, that's who people are coming to watch. They're coming to see.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming to see the highest level of competition in your state. And when you have these big school names, you have your unions, your jinxes, and all these places, and it just does a lot.
I swear. Oh look, there's the boys coming out. Girl, I was that ready. No, that's
Coming up on 30 seconds left in the first half here at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City.
See if the Knights can stop this attack from Deer Creek.
You'd like to see something positive going into halftime.
Good. Lady Knights here. Good body.
And that is the first half. So, Eric, if you are, let's say you're Coach Yoli here, and you're going into halftime down 8-0, what's your message to the team going into the second half?
Just keep the toughness going. Keep that energy going. See if you can, especially talking with your midfielders, see if we can do a little bit more to assist your backline defenders and get yourselves a little bit more involved with your counterattack. She's given Hargrove some words of encouragement here. But I'd keep the pressure going, keep this energy going. Ignore what the score is right now. I'd come out in this new half with a mentality, let's go get one back. Let's go work on these little things that we need to work on and see if we can build something right here that can lead us into this next match coming up.
Finding little wins. I call that finding little wins, where you're just trying to, continue to work on the little things and continue to leave the field a little bit better than when you first came on it. So, that's a great message. I enjoy that. And so we're going to take a break here. We'll be back here shortly for the second half. Go grab you some popcorn, take you a bathroom break. You got time to get up here to Taft Stadium to watch a electric, and I do mean electric, boys game coming up after the girls game.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome back to Taft Stadium here in Oklahoma City, home of the Northwest Class and Knights. Here we are in the second half, about to start. We've got about 10 seconds or so coming into it. Lady Knights are down 8-0 right now, hoping that we can continue to battle in the second half. And like my co-partner here, Eric, was mentioning, we want to try to find little wins in the second half and continuing to, leave the field a little bit better than when we came on, and continuing to find ways to improve, continuing to find little things that we can address and use real game scenarios and situations to get better at. So we'll get the second half kickoff going on right now.
Lady Knights start with possession.
Lady Knights will be battling against the wind, the north wind. It was kind of going across the field. Now it looks to be more directly coming from the north. So always difficult when you're battling against the wind, especially when it's Oklahoma, 20 to 30 mile an hour, brisk spring wind.
Yeah, something that's just the reality of being in Oklahoma. These teams get adjusted to it.
Tell you, the coldest I ever been was when I was playing keeper, and had an early March matchup out in Muskogee. It was a scrimmage, and it must have been 25 degrees out there in the scrimmage, and with wind, and it was spicy.
Yeah, we had a cold one earlier this season. We were supposed to play the middle school FD Moon. Not sure what happened there. They canceled, but I'm the only program that has a JV squad, so we got to get our JV coach paid. So it was like, can we just play each other with the refs? And
Sure.
we filled it out with our people, and it was cold.
But each other.
Yeah, it was cold. Kids,
Iron
the
on
kids didn't
iron.
even care.
No, I bet they loved it.
They're like, oh, we get to play. Yep, all right. I'm freezing on the sideline, but at least they had a good time.
Corner kick coming up for the Deer Creek Antlers.
So that's little things. Let's see if the Lady Knights can get a good clearance on this corner from Deer Creek.
Not a well-struck ball. I think she would like to have that back if she could do it again.
Shot up from Deer Creek, save from Hargrove. Decent send-off, even though she's kicking into the wind. Shot from Deer Creek over the net.
Throw coming in for the Lady Knights. This is a really cool soccer facility. You've got the Megatron over here. got the game going for the fans to see. One of the things that I think that eventually we're going to get to with video production is being able to do instant replays and going back and playing key moments or plays that occurred within the game, and so being able to do instant replays on the jumbotron over here at Taft Stadium is in the works for the viewers out there. And then the people that are actually in the stadium will get to see, instant replays. Maybe the questionable penalty kick that occurred earlier that was in the box, that could have got a couple boos earlier in the first half if
Really
we were able to get that
crowd,
instant replay going on. So I know that that would be a fun little piece or element to add to an already cool, gorgeous soccer facility here at Taft Stadium. I know that everybody wants to play in the Northwest Class and Invitational because they all want an opportunity to play on this facility that the OKC Energy, our professional soccer team, was playing on. I think they're getting ready to actually do a bunch of renovations here to Taft Stadium this summer to make it even a better facility, and add to the experience. And I think the idea is eventually to try to gather enough attention to bring an MLS team here in Oklahoma City and continue to add, relevance to soccer here in the city. I think an MLS team, professional soccer, in my personal opinion, would go over really well and complement Thunder. It's going to be different times of the year, and so your Thunder season would be wrapping up about the time that your MLS soccer season would be starting, and so that's something that I've always wanted to see happen here.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know if necessarily that would occur here at Taft Stadium. I know that they've talked about building a stadium down in the actual downtown area and possibly having it down there down the road. So, which I think would be a really cool experience to have a soccer stadium in downtown Oklahoma City and have an MLS team playing there. I think that would be a really cool environment. So, and I just think that people, Oklahomans know that soccer is big here in the state. We'll pause here. Dangerous plays going on here. Well done.
Good defense.
Good clear by Tiara Parks. We've got a Northwest Lady Knight down on the field. Looks like she's cramping. Making a quick sub here.
But with what you were saying about the stadium, I know a couple of years ago, people, the city actually voted and approved for them building a new multi-use stadium. They just haven't decided where in the downtown area they want to put it yet. They're trying to decide if they want to put it down in Wheeler Park over by the Ferris wheel, or if they want to put it in that, I don't know if you've seen the little rock climbing silos, like in that kind of area over there by the...
Yeah, they extended I-40 further south to clear room for development in that area. So they've talked about that. What a strike. What a
great save from
Hargrove.
Save.
Fantastic. The Lady Knight that was cramping up that came off the field was Celeste Pacina. Hopefully Casey Seitz will do his job and get her some pickle juice. We need some pickle juice.
Yeah, pickle juice. What was that? The other one teams were doing mustard for a while.
Was it mustard?
They're doing like jugs of mustard.
I never had to do it. I've hardly ever cramped during games because I took care of my body. If any players are listening out there, take care of your body. Drink water.
Water. I was a Pedialyte person.
Corner kick coming up here for Deer Creek Lady Antlers.
Had a track coach that swore up and down on Pedialyte, and we had it. He had a couple babies, and he'd bring extra ones to our track meetings. He was like, "Here,
there you go."
Works wonders.
Oh, wow. Well done by the defense. I'm not sure who was able to get a foot on that, but it was a keeper was not in the play. She was able to get a foot on it and clear it away. Well done. You've seen a better job here. You've gone 10 minutes in the second half without giving up a goal.
Yeah.
Obviously, those were some things that we were talking about. I'm sure Coach Yoli addressed it with them, and so now you've gone 10 minutes here, and we're talking about small wins, great ball, right, give and go, another great save. And so now you're talking about little wins in this situation, playing better soccer, cleaning up mistakes, defenders there, or took a goal away a minute ago from Deer Creek and was able to clear it away. So much better job, much better effort so far in the second half with the Lady Knights.
Listen to their adjustments, too. They're in better position, and they're making faster breaks on the balls. They're not being too hesitant. I'm sure Yoli told them that this Deer Creek attack's going to keep pushing and pressuring. You got to come up and meet it. And, sitting and waiting on it and getting caught flat-footed is never going to slow them up.
That was never dangerous there.
It's going to be really interesting what they do to this stadium. I know that Energy aren't playing this season because of the renovations. They put everything on hold. But with everything Taft Stadium's been through, I heard you mention the old race car stuff in here.
Yeah. They used to, believe it or not, race short track, I believe, in here.
Oh, yeah.
We'll pull the old Wikipedia up for that.
It's wild. I was showing my students last year. Our librarian found a video that showed May Avenue, Taft, and parts of the stadium from the 50s, or it might have been late 40s, early 50s, but the kids were freaking out. May Avenue is the exact same. Nothing's changed. They could see this little convenience store over here, and it all this was grass, and it just flowed right into the stadium. And then they were looking for Northwest. Northwest wasn't even built yet. They were just like, where's Northwest Class? And I'm like, it wasn't there.
So Taft Stadium was built in 1934, and it originally held approximately 18,000 people, and that's been since reduced to 7,500. Easy work.
Trying to imagine 18,000 people in this area here. Harvard's got to get vocal and make sure she really waves off her defenders if she's got that lane there. Lady Knights aren't going to go down easy.
Well, we're coming up on 14 minutes unscored for Deer Creek, so again, little wins. So these are things that Coach Yoli can mention in her post game speech with her team and just say, look, hey, we've gone 14 plus minutes without giving up a goal, and so we we're able to have some success. Deer Creek does have some substitutions in, but Deer Creek's JV is going to be really good as well. And in these elite 6A programs, they're the younger girls that don't necessarily start, still have talent and still are dangerous, and so doing a much better job of maintaining possession. Here we go. We're maintaining possession, finding feet in space, and then, like I said, not giving up goals on the back end. Good ball.
To the side netting. No, they're good. They're really forcing the Deer Creek girls to think about their attack. It's not going to come as easy as they might be expecting it to. So good on the Lady Knights.
Just as we say, we jinxed him, talking too much about it.
Yeah. Hargrove's in good position. It's just a little off the tip of the gloves there.
Did you see what? I'm not entirely sure what number that was. It's so hard to see up here, ladies and gentlemen. If Kyle Duncan was here doing his job like he normally is, he would have binoculars. He didn't leave us any binoculars. So, Kyle, if you're out there listening, you didn't do us any favors. Number one, you're not here. Number two, you did not leave binoculars for us to be able to see the numbers up here in the press box at Taft Stadium.
That Deer Creek goal was number 7, Sydney Lee.
Well struck. Coming up on 22 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen, we have homecoming this evening. So if you're not quite here yet, you still have about 22 minutes until the game is over with. It could be over with a little bit before that if Deer Creek girls are able to score another goal here. But both boys team are warming up in the north end zone area. It's going to be an electric boys game. You got two really established programs going at it in this second game. In between halves, we'll have our homecoming festivities, and so we'll have that stuff going on for you. We'll be live streamed so that you can see it. We will not be announcing or talking during it, so you will be able to kind of watch the homecoming festivities. If you're running a little bit late from work or can't get up here in time or can't be here at all, you'll still be able to witness and be a part of the homecoming festivities. So I do believe we'll have an interview of a couple players moving into that second game after the homecoming festivities. So got a couple things coming up for you guys. Coming up on 21 minutes or so left in the first half here. And we will be continuing to watch some good soccer this evening at Taft Stadium here in Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah, a lot of good matches between Northwest and Deer Creek over the past few years on the boys' side. Even before moving to 6A, Ross was never shied away from playing against them, preseason scrimmages, scheduling early matches. It was always good. So I think this. I'm glad to see. If Northwest is going to be in 6A, I'm glad to see them keeping this battle between Deer Creek going. And Northwest has had success against Deer Creek in the past. So it's just this adjustment to playing with them in the same class. It's made it a little bit different. And it used to be, we're going to go up, play up, and beat them, go after those guys. And now that Northwest is in the same playing field as them, it's changed a little bit, but I think that energy is still there. Good Lady Knights counterattack here.
Right idea.
Get that pressure up.
Best looking chance I've seen this half. It looked relatively promising. Still alive. Like to see a shot on goal come up. That was number 7, Jaden Gonzalez, midfielder, that was putting some pressure on the Deer Creek defenders. Good effort by her.
Still a lot of life in the Lady Knights. Lady Knights are going to do everything in their power not to concede this last goal. Making some subs here.
Got a couple of substitutions coming in here. We've got Jennifer Magana coming in for the Lady Knights. And it looked to be Celeste Pacina back in, which she was coming out earlier from some cramps. And so it looks like she's back in well and ready to go. That's dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Deer Creek girls are just getting a lot of really good passes and spaces in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have a bit of anticipation and try to foresee what your opponent is going to try to do to break your team down.
In basketball, we call that doing your work early.
Yes.
You've got to do your work early. Having that anticipation, reading the patterns, understanding what they're trying to do. coming up on 16 minutes left in the first half, or second half, I should say. You'd like to see the Lady Knights hold them off here and not concede that 10th goal before that clock hits 0. Just again, just being competitive and saying enough's enough. You know, we're gonna see this thing through. So, you know, that type of attitude I can get on board with. Again, those are those little wins that we like to see, and again, the advancement of the program and just building confidence moving forward, knowing, hey, we went and we only gave up 1 goal in the second half. You know, when we gave up 8 in the first and shouldn't have given up 8. Well done. Again, there's aggressive play by the keeper coming out off of her line, making a play on the ball and getting it out quick. She's going to continue to get better at that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Offside's coming up here.
And with Yoli being a keeper and playing at a college level, she's really gonna use her time with Hargrove wisely. And it worked out from the boys' side too. Dimsey came in as a freshman starting at goalkeeper, and it's just when you can get something like that early and build it up, so it's so valuable.
Sure.
Sometimes it's hard being one of the young ones on the team. You gotta take some licks, but it works out in the long run. Know that all too well. Good.
Angel Toledo with some crafty footwork.
Good challenge. Good, Hargrove.
Looks like she was onside there. Hargrove coming off her line.
Good.
See again, she's getting better at it. She was not doing that first half. Now she's being a little bit more aggressive again. I think that's probably that little halftime conversation that you pointed out, where Coach Yoli just got her by both arms. Hey, look, it's going to be all right, but we got to do X, Y, and Z a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And that will do it for this game. Lady Knights put up a valiant effort in the second half. Went almost 30 minutes by only giving up 2 goals versus the first half. Went 40 minutes giving up 8. Much better job second half by the Lady Knights defensively. Effort was there. It's real easy in these situations to just fold up and say, hey, we're not going to win. But I didn't see that. I didn't see that in their body language. I didn't see that from the coaching staff. And so, again, we're going to continue to get better. The girls are going to continue to improve. And you like to see teams continue to fight, even when the outcome is kind of already decided. So, last thoughts. Eric, you got anything for us?
Just great halftime adjustment. And again, there's just be a testament to the coach and the culture that she's building, that the team buys it and they actually listen to the instruction that they were given at half. It's those little things that's what's gonna build this program. It's hard right now, it's tough right now, but this group of girls sticking through it and buying into the system is what's gonna build this thing going forward. So, always proud of the Lady Knights and can't wait to see what they do going forward.
Sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the second game coming up here. The boys' game is coming up here shortly. We will be doing the homecoming festivities at here in a second, I believe. I believe they'll warm up. They've got a couple minutes before we're warming up here, and then I believe they'll get started with the homecoming festivities, and then we're also going to have an interview, senior spotlight with I can't even say his name. Hezraya Iris, midfielder. He is a senior, and I do believe that we will be interviewing him before the start of the boys' game. So we're going to take a short break here. We'll come back, and we'll be live streaming the homecoming festivities. Thank you.
I See You Thursday. Extraordinaire is our third homecoming teen candidate, Alan Torres. He is involved with rowing, student council, marching band, and has been in attendance over the last 3 years. He plans to decide on his future plans once graduation is over. And the winner of the 2022 soccer homecoming is Emily Ariola.
It's right here. I don't know how I'm gonna record it. To record or to interview has. Spotlight. Position. Where's Kevin? He's wearing the pink. He's wearing the pink. This way? Right there. Did they lose 10-0? Nice pipe. You had it perfectly. Yeah, Mr. Scott.
We are here talking with Hez, a senior at Northwest Classen and captain of the varsity boys soccer team for our senior spotlight. Hez, what does it feel like playing in your last home game for Northwest Classen?
It's really sad. 4 years here, and for me, it's really sad. And I really want to win this game. But I know I had good memories over the past 4 years, and some great memories. But it's really sad to be going away.
Well, we'll definitely miss you. What's your favorite memory of this school?
My favorite memory is definitely my freshman year, making it state finals. We played Bishop Kelly in state finals in Tulsa, which was, unfortunately, we lost, but honestly, one of the best memories. A great group of guys who taught me a lot of things, and honestly, some of the greatest friends I've ever had.
What are your plans after high school?
At the high school, I plan on attending Northern Oklahoma College in Tonkawa, and looking forward to play their soccer. You know, it's I've been blessed with a great opportunity to play there, and I just thank God for letting me have this opportunity to play for college.
Well, that's awesome. We're proud of you. Thanks, Hez. Thank you for representing Northwest Classen so well. Good luck tonight. Back to you guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for our second game action here at Taft Stadium here in Oklahoma City. We've got our Northwest Knights taking on the Deer Creek Antlers. We have a really good soccer game coming up for us. We've got two really high-quality, high-profile teams coming up. Deer Creek, just to kind of give the listener a rundown, they are 7-2 on the season. They are 2-0 in district play. They have wins coming up against Putnam City, Norman North, Mustang, Edmond Santa Fe, Westmore, Yukon, Southmore, and they also have a 1-1 draw against Jinx, and their two losses are coming against Edmond North and Broken Arrow. And then you have the Northwest Knights coming in 4-3 on the season, with wins against Putnam City North, Santa Fe South, El Reno, and Woodward. They have losses coming in against Yukon, Norman, and Crooked Oak. And so we're going to have a really good soccer game, like I mentioned. We will be getting started here quickly. We've got Eric Parker here joining us in the booth. Eric, what are your takes on the game that you got coming up here?
Oh, man. You're always going to get high-quality soccer in 6A when it comes to Northwest and Deer Creek. Kind of mentioned with the girls, Deer Creek has a solid program. Northwest has a solid program. It's just kind of one of those matchups you just go out of your way to go see. Just a lot of good recent history between these two. Deer Creek currently sits as one of the best teams in 6A, but really struggling with those East Side teams this year. Jinx and Broken Arrow. Mm-hmm. I mean, BA's just got a history. Those Tulsa schools.
Great programs.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got quality losses. If there is such a thing as a quality loss against, like I said, Edmond North and Broken Arrow. One of the things to look for here for the Northwest Knights is they're coming off back-to-back losses to 6A opponents. Games they feel like they should have won. There's been a multitude of things that have kind of contributed to Northwest losing a couple of these games, not being full strength, players out for certain various reasons. And so now you have a squad that's got everybody back together. You've got everybody on the field. You still got a couple guys that are kind of dinged up, so we'll have to, be watching those guys and see how they handle these first 10, 15 minutes of this first half here. But like I said, all in all, both teams have their guys. Both teams expect to win, and you're going to have a great quality matchup here in 6A.
Yeah, something you're going to see a lot. I know Northwest had this issue before, but they've really started making adjustments. Like when they used to play Deer Creeks and a lot of these 6A schools, they were just getting physically beat up. I think Ross's squads the past couple years as of late have been a lot more physical. They haven't been afraid to challenge people. They don't back down.
Sure.
That easily.
Sure. We have a saying, toughest team sets the rules. And so one of the things that you mentioned that's a valid point, and I was actually thinking about that on the way over here, how physically Deer Creek's and some of your suburban schools have physically given us problems in recent history. And so that's something to look for early here. Are we going to physically be able to withstand some pushing, some grabbing, some physical play in nature? And also, will we give it back to them? Because, like I said, the toughest team will set the rules and set the tone for how the game will be played and how things will be dictated. So look for the Knights to be ultra aggressive here. Like I said, they've lost 2 games in a row, back-to-back, which is very, very unheard of with this program. And so I know that, just having conversations with several players, it didn't sit well with them. And so they're coming out and looking for that quality win to kind of get them back on the right track, because this is a ball club that Coach Ross feels is uber talented and can win a state championship. And I think if you talk to many of the other 6A soccer coaches throughout the state of Oklahoma, they'll tell you the same thing. So, just got to make sure all your pieces together, you're healthy, guys are doing what they're supposed to on and off the field to be able to put those puzzle pieces together and, go compete and win hopefully a state championship this year. But you got to make sure that you're taking care of your district play first. And right now, Northwest Classen is sitting at 0-2, needing wins to come and come quickly because they are in danger of potentially not making the playoffs, which would be unheard of, like I said, for a program of this quality over the last several years. So looking forward to getting this game rolling. Obviously, we're 3 minutes in here. I'll go ahead and list off the Deer Creek starters. We've got Carter Knotts at goalkeeper. We have Eli Berry at midfield. We have Jackson Borham as a defender. We've got Lucas Havala in midfield. We've got Andrew Kegley also with him, joining him with him at the midfield position. Caleb Trussell, midfielder. Tyner Ferguson, midfielder. Jack Dean, defender. Isaac Dahlhart, defender. Grayson Miller, defender. And Preston Martins as a forward. That is your starters on the field currently for the Deer Creek Antlers.
Yeah, the 6A district group it's brutal, but knowing Ross and knowing these boys, they wouldn't want it any other way. They want to play the best. They all have high expectations of themselves. These boys want to go forward playing the game, and if they want to get it done, they want to get it done here. If you're playing in this group in this district, you're gonna go far.
I think both teams are kind of in the feel each other out process here. No real danger early for either team.
They both trying to check each other out defensively. They've sent a couple through balls through to see what they could if they want to attack here soon. Good cross from that one's there.
It like goes really quick.
Good footwork.
Looks like that'll be off of a Deer Creek defender. Coming up a corner kick here for the Northwest Classen Knights. Dangerous set piece coming up here. I know Coach Ross is always working on these in practices. Set pieces produce a lot of goals if you spend the right time.
They do. It might not seem like he's got a few boys that can get up there.
It doesn't look like Deer Creek has a huge size advantage. There's been several teams over the last several years that have towered over some of our previous teams, but it doesn't look like Deer Creek has a huge height and size advantage, which bodes well for us on some of these set pieces, getting some touches and heads, winning some 50-50 balls in the middle of the field. So look to see how that develops over the course of the game. Corner kick coming up for the Antlers.
And even though they might not have the size that a lot of these teams carry, they make up with that. They're a very fast team, and they do a good job of keeping a lot of pressure. When you have Federico and Fidencio up there at the top, really forcing other teams' defenders to make very smart decisions. If you're caught lacking, this attacking in from the Knights it'll make you pay.
Eli Berry on the cross. Nothing real dangerous there. coming up on the middle of the field.
I know something Ross really preaches all the time, and you can hear it from his varsity all the way down to his JV. They really like to keep that ball in play on the floor. And
Fighting it the whole time.
he knows his team has the speed and the dribbling and touch to get around these players, and that's where they work best. Probably coming back to the size because of that, you don't want to get into battles in the air against teams like this.
Souvenir coming up for the fans.
Oh yeah. That's something my town used to do is they used to have like a kind of one of those signature balls or something that you kind of have all the high school players on the team sign, and they always raffle them off and give them away to some kid in the stands. Really kind of builds that, as a little kid you're sitting there like, oh man, it's crazy, I got all these signatures from these players and they're just regular guys, but it's those little things like that gets those kids bought into your school, and that's something I think a lot of the Oklahoma City schools could really benefit from, kind of building a better community. I think that's something that our boys soccer and boys basketball kind of have over here, that reputation with the kids. It builds up and just helps sustain your program itself.
That's not a bad idea. We'll put it in an email and send it on the way up.
Someone, Vandersippen's got that.
We'll send it on up to District 80 level. See if we can get something like that to happen.
Northwest getting themselves reset here. Playing a little too fast there. Could have benefited from a little bit of patience on the ball. Play to wall them off. You get the ball on the floor. Hey, and you got the wind on your back for this half.
How real dangerous is that shot, though, from that distance? What's your percentages from there? As a basketball coach, you want to try to work for good shots, and I don't know if I like it. I understand it, but I don't know if I like it. I don't know if that's necessary in that moment either.
It's not. It's coming off the left foot. You'd want something more coordinated to test their keeper out. I mean, if it's a direct free kick or something from there, I mean, why not take a shot at that point? But
sure. I've seen goals. I've seen Northwest score goals from that distance, but it's, like I said, it's very difficult to convert that from that space, and from him using that left foot as well. You got to have a certain level of patience and aggressiveness that you were kind of alluding to earlier. I'm seeing a much different team than I saw on Tuesday. I'm looking a lot more. There's a greater sense of urgency from all three levels: defenders, midfield, forwards. You can already see that Deer Creek has their attention, and then, like I mentioned, the fact that they've lost 2 games in a row does not sit well with them. So I fully anticipate this one going down to the wire.
Oh, yeah. Good work from the Northwest defense to hold off that corner. Ball kind of got lost in the crowd there, but got a good clearance to get it out. I know something I can praise Dempsey over the goalkeeper. He's loud down there. He's really vocal, directing this Northwest Classen team from the back end. It's the right idea. Good effort to keep the ball in play, but just a little off.
Keeps yelling foul.
You're already seeing a lot more physicality from both teams.
Throw in. And again, kind of going back to it, this is a lot more physical Northwest team than in the past. I mean, just being able to hold these defenders off.
Well
Great header.
done. Wow.
Just a little off. Good ball in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would give you names and numbers, but the Northwest is wearing their patented black unis today with the purple numbers, and it is even more difficult to see the numbers. So we're having a hard time up here in the press box seeing who's who in these moments. So we're just going to hope that you know who they are, and hopefully you guys can figure it out. Quick counters.
Good ball is onside.
Get some gloves or something.
Especially while having the win. That's something Northwest might try a lot, sending that deep ball down. Torres is so quick.
Take a Gatorade.
Well, as the sun goes down, so typically does the wind. And I can see a noticeable difference of the flags between the girls' game versus now in the boys' game. Those flags are not horizontal anymore. There are some slight breezes that are going on, but it's not as much wind as it was. Constant wind. You'll have occasional breezes that are occurring, but right now I'm looking at the north end zone, and one of the flags is completely limp and down. So you may not be dealing with wind in the second half. You may be able to play with wind at your back in the first half, and then hopefully the wind will die down and you're not having to play against it in the second half. There is a little strategy there that I've actually talked to Coach Ross and several other soccer coaches in general, and that is something that they, as an outdoor sport, will look into, before the game. What are your chances of having wind? When does that wind die down, et cetera? And so I bet Coach Ross did his homework and went ahead and took wind in the first half, banking on the fact that it's going to be no wind in the second half.
Yeah, very
Set piece
very
coming up.
That's some Emilio Rocha trying to
A
sneak
little
one in
overzealous.
there.
A little overzealous.
So Northwest has been putting adequate pressure on the Deer Creek. Because what's happening is that Deer Creek defenders on a couple of these attacks haven't got chances to really try to get established with the ball and work it down. They're forced to clear it out the sides. So
I'm noticing Northwest winning 50-50 balls. I would say the advantage right now is Northwest Class on the 50-50s. Comes another one by Deer Creek.
The Northwest boys are good about being patient and really adjusting to where that ball is going to fall.
Well, there's a stab.
And poor crossing. So the patience and awareness to get your body set and prepped and wall that.
Mm-hmm.
Their player off. It's those little individual battles that are won in the off season. Great touch to get that ball to Federico in stride.
Federico is creative.
Very creative. Was
It's
really
fun to
missing
watch.
him when he was out with that ankle injury. And Fidencio and Federico work so well together.
I can't even see the ball. It's like been this the middle of this line the whole game.
Handball. Free kick coming up. Looks like the handball foul was committed by Fernando Tick. This is a dangerous area right here for a set piece or a shot on goal. Dempsey will get his wall set up here.
Where's the shot go?
See if Deer Creek tries to disguise this shot a little bit.
Ready? Oh yeah, get on Coach Ross's ugly mug.
No real danger there. Got a substitution coming up. Looks like we've got
Who's camera 6?
number 20 coming out, Preston Martins. For number 9, Felipe Castaneda. Dew Creek making some early substitutions here.
Yeah, they're going to keep those fresh legs on the attacking end to try to wear down the Northwest defense.
I think it's just the stand, like people walk. I think it's from people walking in the stands.
It's good effort there.
It's great effort.
Well done by the Deer Creek Antler defender to
It's like a little,
keep
there's
a
little bubble.
corner kick from occurring.
Where's the ball? Yes. I can indeed.
Coming up on 18 minutes left here in the first half, 0-0. Like again, going to be a great game of great day for soccer. Two equally matched teams. We do believe this one will go down to the very last second.
A war of attrition here. Ross is getting.
Looks like Murdy's
set.
warming up. He played well against UConn on Tuesday. I thought he was real patient and did some things that led to several goals being scored Tuesday. So hopefully he'll come in and be able to produce. And Coach Ross is going to keep fresh legs coming in. Murdy's a different style of player, very physical, athletic, top speed. Takes a minute to get to his top speed, but his top speed is exactly that, top speed. Dangerous piece right there, though.
Good save from Dimsey.
Well done. Dimsey's on the spot.
I see y'all turned Murdy's brother Diesta into a little ball player.
He's getting there. Diesta's he's got the right attitude and got the right work ethic, and both of them are, like I said, very, very athletic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they've obviously Murdy and Diesta have come over from the Congo, and actually they lived in France for a little bit too. So both of them are coming over into America and speaking multiple languages and getting acquainted to the American lifestyle, and so they've been fun to have around and get to know. As we pause here for the throw-in coming in, get to know and just kind of pick their brains on what it's like living in other countries, and getting them to teach us French words that we probably shouldn't be repeating on air. Those are always fun. So, but yeah, Diesta is going to continue to work, and he helped us. And just seeing where he was at the beginning of the year, this is his first year to ever play organized basketball, to where he is now, it's just night and day difference. So, and Murdy will be the same. I believe Murdy's a year younger than Diesta. Diesta's going to be a senior next year, so Murdy's sophomore right now. Diesta's a junior, so just going to see more athletic progression and just a higher understanding of what they're doing on the field or on the court. So shout out to Murdy and Diesta.
Oh yeah, little shout out to they have two other brothers. I have their other middle brother, Damael, a 7th grader. Played basketball and soccer this past year. Both his brothers got him into it. Came out for basketball, and this was his first year playing. He never played before. Said it would make him a better soccer player, and his brother was playing, so he wanted to play too. And I don't know how he does it. He's so good at adjusting his speed. He just finds his way weaving through crowds. It's honestly, I haven't been able to put a pin on how he's doing it, but
some guys have knacks for it.
Yeah, great family. Glad to have them over here.
So we did make the substitution. Murdy is in for Fidencio Torres. I know Fidencio, Coach Ross has said Fidencio is a little banged up, so he may be putting him on a minute protocol here to make sure that his ankle's ready to roll for the second half. Again, Murdy and Fidencio are different styles of players, so the differences could potentially give Deer Creek problems defensively, having to adjust to completely different styles of players. Little chess match going on here.
And that's what you expect at these higher levels of play. The coaches are going to be on their game. The players are on their game. Both these teams know. Like Deer Creek, even seeing Northwest record, they're not going to come in here and underestimate this team. At this level, especially in a match like this, the players understand the moment and they're rising to it. And it's good to see that. Just a little too much. As you mentioned before, Murdy's timing is a lot better as of late than it was earlier in the season.
Mitchell, are you shoeless in the
to what we talked to with Northwest, you kind of just hurt a quality possession just sending the ball up like that. Good patience.
Opportunity. Oof. Well done, but I would like to have seen him maybe settle that.
Yeah.
Felt like he had a little bit more time. Maybe he didn't feel like he had enough time to settle that and bring that to his feet and get a better look at where you want to place that ball.
Yeah.
But
Probably space for an extra step or two. Great work to keep possession
Crafty.
there. In space.
here we go. Oof. Keeper was just out of the reach of him. Going to be a goal kick. From up here, it looked like he might have touched it, but officials say otherwise.
So we're going to need that play that clock, that replay clock in the future.
That's it. That replay.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, my producers are listening right now. We need replay. John Scott, if you're listening, we need replay.
The fans demand it. For the good of the game. Yeah, just out of reach, unlucky. Clear that ball down the line. Great challenge.
Play it wide. Holding on to it a little too long.
Worked out in our favor that
Did
time.
pick
but
up a foul, but I'd like to see him get off and play that wide.
yeah.
Not always going to get that foul call.
Sometimes I'd like to see the Northwest boys play through a lot of those, even if, and this is something that was instilled in me in basketball, it's just like, just let the officiating go, just play through.
Mm-hmm.
Coach will handle everything else, just adjust. Good patience.
Well,
great shot.
Goodness.
Oh, golazo.
What a
Oh, my
strike.
gosh. Northwest fans
That
love
is
it.
a
I love
strike.
it. What a shot. Using that wind while you got it. Great shot. Oh, my gosh.
That is
Federico.
Is that Federico? Number 2, Fidencio. Is that Fidencio or Federico?
I think it was Federico, number 10.
We're having problems again seeing numbers.
Knowing them, if it's not one, it's the other.
Yes.
I think Fidencio is still out on the side, so I think that was Federico.
Now you've scored a goal and
Northwest, they're not going to
got all that energy,
they're
but
gonna keep coming.
you can't be over aggressive here.
You cannot.
Big goal there going into halftime now. Let's see if Northwest can sustain and keep them out of the net going in 1-0 at halftime. Got to coming up on 8 minutes here. That was well struck.
Very beautiful.
That was 5.
No, was it? We didn't record all of them, though, doesn't it?
No.
Or we just recorded what was left. You can't go and select.
Deer Creek counterattack halted.
Oh, never mind. What is 5, the high camera up there?
Yeah.
I was going to give you some credit, but
I got his reaction after he scored.
Well, I guess I was wrong because that was from deep. That was probably 40 yards out. So Torres made me eat crow. Went ahead and pulled the trigger and buried it in the back of the net, 40 yards out.
Yep, it's going to handball Deer Creek.
You know, Lalo's down there taking, actually, he's not even taking pictures. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Oh, yeah.
Jinxed it for the better there, I guess.
Ooh, that was a clean one.
A lot of handballs today. That's about the 4th handball I've seen today. You'll see a set piece coming up here by Deer Creek. I'm sure they'll use this to try to swing one in.
Probably try to get a deep cross to a runner. Right post over there. It's up.
No real danger. I think he got that a little higher than he would liked. Do have a corner coming up off this.
Still a little breeze hanging in there. Might be trying to overcorrect for it when it's not what it was earlier.
Looks like number...
No.
Good, Dempsey.
Looks like Andrew Kegley took that
No.
corner kick.
Saved it.
Great ball.
What is?
Just a little wide.
Orchestra.
Northwest corner.
Well, there's a little confusion. Okay. The lines judge called for a goal kick, but it looks like the head official overruled and gave the corner.
Oh, yeah.
See what Northwest can get out of this corner here. Get another corner.
Another coming up. Yeah, if you're able to convert here, you're going on 2-0 at half with all the energy. And at that point, Deer Creek will begin to question themselves
And that's
and
one
their
of those,
game plan.
Yeah, it's one of those tough things when you're a team like Deer Creek, you're on top of the district right now. That's just something that coaches have to preach all the time. Don't get comfortable. When you're up there, people are going to come at you, and you always got to be ready for that.
Well, I think Northwest has suffered a little bit of that this year as well, where a little bit of complacency, a little bit of too big for their britches at points in the season, and it cost them. There's been some learning lessons of things that you need to be doing in preparation for games, because when you are a Northwest Classen or you are a Deer Creek, you're going to get everybody's best attempt day in and day out, and you're going to have to be able to sustain that and find ways to, win games against teams that, may not have the flashy record or flashy name. As we'll pause here, see what develops here by
Great
Murdy.
patience, Murdy. It's going to be a penalty.
Nope.
Nope.
They're letting it
Let
play
go.
on.
Thought the head official was going to come in there and make the call. Nothing easy in the Northwest Deer Creek game.
Oh, quick counter, boy.
may come back to the earlier conversation of, you know, something that seems like it should be an obvious call and penalty isn't called. You gotta
pop up and continue to play the next play. We had several guys calling for a penalty, not understanding that the game was still being played, and the official allowed them to keep going. I believe that was number 8, Andrew Kegley, but he's on the opposite field of us over there, and we're having, again, poor eyesight. Kyle Duncan, going to need to leave those binoculars if you're not going to be here.
He's
Good on getting that ball
talking
down.
about some wild stuff. and it's just,
Just under 2 minutes left in the half. If you're just joining us, it's 1-1. It's going to be a fantastic game going into the second half.
Good body to roll him off. Oh.
Correction, that was not Andrew Kegley that scored that goal.
Great tackle. See if Northwest can get another shot in.
About 30 seconds here. They're just going to let it run out. And that will be your first half. Score is tied 1-1. Entertaining first half for sure. You had 2 quality goals scored there. Eric, if you are Deer Creek, what are you saying to your guys right now with this dangerous Northwest Classen team?
Try not to get overwhelmed. And I think Deer Creek did a good job about that earlier, going down. Just making sure you keep your head on, a lot of ball to be played. Really they need to be more patient on those balls. Northwest is outweighting them. They're getting a little too antsy on trying to win that ball up top, and they're getting beat on the back end. So I'd tell my defenders to, settle down just a little bit. Still keep playing aggressive, but really kind of adjust on the ball, especially now that we're switching ends of the field. And I'd be telling the Northwest defenders this now, too, that if those balls get sent down when a gust might come across or two, just really kind of be patient and wait on it. And they've already done a good job of that so far.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break here. We have about 9 minutes for you guys to take a quick bathroom break, get you some food, and be back ready to enjoy a great second half coming up. Thanks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here at Taft Stadium here in Oklahoma City. Got a great first half, very energetic, very physical, fast-paced first half. Both goals resulting in from quick counters. And so here we are coming into the second half. We talked about Deer Creek and what adjustments they needed to make in the second half. Now, Eric, tell me what do you see from the Knights moving into this second half? What adjustments did Coach Ross potentially talk about with his team at halftime?
Probably most likely trying to get them to maintain discipline, make sure they're the goal was let up because of and you hate to see it like that, but it was just getting caught out of the game, caught in the moment. So make sure their strategy and their attack is working well. They're keeping a lot of good pressure on Deer Creek. They just got to make sure that they stay disciplined, stay to their game, trust the game plan that they have in store, and just really try not to let outside forces dictate your game.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. We're underway. Second half. Again, we think this is going to go down to the very last second. Looking forward to a very entertaining second half. Here we go. The Knights start with the ball. Playing against the wind. Like I said, the wind is kind of coming and going in waves at this point. I don't think it's going to be overly effective of the game and what the Knights are going to be doing. But it could be a factor.
Corner awarded to Deer Creek. Ball played in short.
This is number 5, Eli Berry. And I do believe he was our goal scorer in the first half. We were having trouble. Now we've switched sides, and he's over on the near side of the press box here, and we're able to actually see the big bright number 5 on the back of his jersey. So my apologies to Eli Berry for giving his goal to somebody else.
Yeah, especially against the wind, Deer Creek's probably going to keep that keeper a little high. Try to get those deep balls before and really get a chance for our attackers to get behind them. Good. If you're Northwest, you really want to play good, sound, clean defense in the box. I know Ross is pretty livid, giving up penalty to UConn.
This is another corner coming up here with Deer Creek. I do believe this is number 2, This is the second corner in the second half here. I believe Deer Creek had 4 or 5 in the first half, so with only a couple coming from Northwest. So you'd like to see that even out a little bit and or not give up as many corners. Those dangerous set pieces, you're playing percentages at that point and continue to give up corners. You're playing with fire in those situations.
Less counterattack.
Oh man. Don't fall into the brick wall, please.
Got an injured player. That's the it's either Fidencio or Federico. And I know one of them
I think that's
I don't know. He's
Federico.
on the ground. I can't see him.
had a bum ankle, kind of to begin with. So Murdy may be getting the call up here and come back in. Hope that he's all right. Casey Seitz again. Johnny on the spot.
Corner 5 is having a lot of problems.
Got the cart this time. Quick to get over there in the cart.
Because he has done another job.
He was grabbing his
No,
ankle.
I wanted
I
this.
didn't necessarily see what caused it,
I'm gonna follow Hez.
but I do know that when your ankles are already kind of weak and you're already kind of dealing with a potential ankle swelling, just in basketball terms, man, you can go and just step on somebody's foot the wrong way and get it tweaked, or get those cleats caught in the turf and turn it over, and you've re-injured it real easy because it was already kind of weak and loose.
And he was trying to stop really quickly. He was doing a lot of quick chops there. I don't know if it's going a little too fast and couldn't pump the brakes like he'd like, or if the defender ran into the back and put a little extra pressure on there. Northwest back on the counter. A little shallow on that play.
Where'd it go? There it is.
Pressure the Northwest attacking front puts on is so helpful. Good adjustment.
I had a shot at that.
Those two boys from Deer Creek on skates.
I'm gonna zoom in.
On target.
I didn't know. I thought you guys switched before.
That was Fidencio Torres on the shot. So our injured Knight is Federico Palencios.
Way to run through. Back to your point earlier, Northwest is doing a really good job winning these balls.
Foul ball coming up here. Free
Oh,
kick.
look, there's Ross yelling again. Start yelling, Ross. Please start yelling. I cannot Coach Ross now. Ross is yelling. I'm gonna go to Ross. Start yelling again. I was trying to get Ross yelling, but he stopped yelling. Well, because it's going to focus on the soccer boy, so I won't focus on him. That's why I was trying to get him in the mix.
Wayward shot from Deer Creek.
I'm not sure that's what he intended.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah. He looks so angry. I'm sorry, he just looks so angry. Hey, I got the kicker. I got the goalie. Yep, what? Hey, Mr. Scott, is this zoomed out enough? Or zoomed in enough? I thought that's zoomed in enough.
Deer Creek gonna reset.
I kind of like this.
Gets you in space. Oh, off it past you.
Ooh, where'd it go? I see it.
Oh, real
I
touch.
tracked that pretty well. I got it.
Penalty called there.
Again, another dangerous set piece here coming up for the Antlers. Got Eli Berry potentially taking this free kick just right outside the top of the box.
I expect for him just to go for goal from this.
There was a little bit. I'm lining up.
In real danger.
So that's just good patience waiting on that ball to really settle. Poor communication right there. Moving back. Plenty of space and time.
Look at that. Here's how
I'd like to see him reverse field there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's there. Deer Creek is so afraid of them moving vertically. They're giving them all the space that they could ask for.
Away. Well done. Get up, keep.
Great
Well,
effort.
Great piece right there. Well done, Dempsey.
Same thing that hurt the Knights a second ago. Poor communication from Deer Creek. Got two attackers.
Deer Creek looks to be
Running into
ultra
each other.
aggressive. Their backline defense is moved up, and they're really going after this. They've been spending a lot of time down this end of the field.
not going to really jump to capitalize on
No one saw us.
Federico being out. Try to really use it as an opportunity to jump on the Knights.
Oh, I had a really good shot there, guys. Where's Coach Ross at? I heard him yelling. No, it was just
Putting a lot of great effort here also. Playing with a real sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm seeing right there.
it.
Northwest is getting good possessions, but we're just kind of using them to send these deep through balls and making a couple mistakes on some passes. Unlucky.
Y'all, I got that shot so good. And
Can't dance on that. You got to get it out.
Coach Ross, one of his points in the UConn game was to not give up the ball in dangerous spaces, and that's kind of what happened there, where you didn't, like you said, you danced with it and didn't clear it out of danger, and able to get a foot on it. We believe that was goal scorer was Felipe Castaneda for the Antlers.
Space and time.
We've got Andrew Knight down. Looks to be a calf cramp. We'll take a pause while there's a pause.
Whoever's
you know he's on. You saw himself and he did it again. Hey, switch me out, switch me out, switch me out, switch me out. If I can move. There's the ball. No one's getting it. They're not really looking at you, it's not the camera, because everybody loves a good camera. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Man. Look at my screen. They were talking. Hello, Hez. I think these close-ups on Hez is really good for our senior spotlight.
We're making a substitution here for the injured Knight.
No one's gonna remember it. It's fine. Tomorrow is Saturday. There's no school.
And play will be back underway. Just under 25 minutes here left in the second half. Deer Creek
My camera, 'cause I'm getting really good
scoring
coverage. Or not.
a goal midway through, making it 2-1. Deer Creek's really been assertive second half. Physicality is noticeable.
yes.
There's been a shift of
Has it?
pressure from Deer Creek, where
When it was up in the air for like a solid minute.
we were winning some of these balls. Northwest was winning a lot of these 50-50s. Now the time of possession seems to have swayed to be completely in favor of Deer Creek, as well as the set pieces, the corners, the free kicks. everything seems to be trending in the direction of Deer Creek right now. So we'll see how the Knights of Northwest Classen respond here. The game was played in waves and runs, and so we'll see if Northwest has a response of their own here. Good effort there.
Mr. Coach Ross is yelling. Did you guys switch to me? I don't know, I was live.
Throw in coming in for Deer Creek.
Last time I heard I was live.
This may be a situation where they try to throw one into the box. We'll see how they handle this throw in coming up.
I freaked out because I don't know.
Good on Dempsey to come up for that. Something Northwest was doing well earlier, and this kind of comes back to the conversation and physicality. It almost seems they're letting Deer Creek now dictate the pace of the game.
Toughest team will set the rules. We've stated that earlier in the broadcast. And right now, tougher team seems to be Deer Creek. Like you mentioned, they are dictating the pace of physicality.
Look at that. He was talking to the injured kid. That was such a sweet coach.
Northwest has yet to put anything connected together.
I was thinking about it, but then I realized the camera. What? I gave it to Celeste. I don't think he needs to go. I think if anything, I'd take him tomorrow and get an X-ray or an urgent care.
Ref seems to not favor that ball. Toss it aside.
I don't think it's broken. I think he just sprained it. But if you want, I told him I'm going to try and open up tomorrow.
Great throw into the box.
Like up there, if you want. And then
I'm always a fan of the long throw in into the box. If you've got somebody that can throw a rope, use it as a set piece and see if you can get a head or foot on it. Any opportunity you have to score, better chances, percentages. And so play those percentages and better your odds. If you're getting more set pieces and more opportunities to get a head or foot on it, I'm always in favor of the long throw in.
Oh, yeah. Played with a guy who used to do the flip throw. I will never attempt it on my life. Dempsey's trying to clear them out of his way. I know Ross is probably reiterating to them and echoing it down there, and they just need to get back to their game, remain calm. What they don't want to do is panic and overpressure themselves. Another good attacking possession. And a full one, not just a quick.
to save it.
Very good at that quick delay and turn.
I'm gonna zoom on this player because player faces are.
Coming up on 19 minutes here. I'm not entirely sure what
Not
they're wanting. Why he got a second throw in.
good. That's why you want to apply that pressure there.
There you
Force
go.
them.
Well done by Murdy. Can't give it right back to him, though.
Better pass than that.
Yeah.
You need a better touch there.
Was it that good?
Good recovery. Monkey.
If the tripod just like bounces off the ground.
Got time to switch that.
No, we can't. We just need to stop moving it. I need the pans. No, it's not moving the tripod. I need the pans to loosen, but at the same time, then it gets like harder to control. There it is. Found it. I swear not to pull behind me, and I really want to.
Save from things. Deer Creek's gonna keep the foot on the gas. You gotta.
Found it.
Yeah, they are staying in attack mode, which, you know, you could see, I guess, a shift in
All of our coaches all lined up.
tactics here shortly with Deer Creek, but as of right now, they seem to be trying to get that third goal to possibly close things out here. But you do have to be weary of quick counters by pressing everybody up and continuing to stay in that attack mode. So interesting to see the chess match here. We'll see if there's any adjustments here in this last 15 minutes. But if you're Northwest, that time is slowly ticking off. And at some point, you're going to have to really start pressing up.
There's an opportunity there for Northwest, but getting a little nervous and desperate for something might have sent it a little couple steps before really needed the shot off. Bad touch.
well struck ball. Dempsey had that near post covered. That was number 9, Felipe Castaneda again.
Playing really aggressive in this half.
Thank Mr. Scott's progress. I tried that so good.
Edwin, get up.
I'm gonna go look at Coach Ryan's like running it for his job.
Great save.
Great save. Corner kick coming up.
Be organized. Follow your mark right now.
Corner kick will be taken by Eli Berry.
Oh, that my body would not turn that way. This goes in just having time to Sorry.
I gave me a friend. She's actually working. Third. It's my third. We are gonna get it right.
Very aggressive, Jonesy.
Directing, baby.
Great touch to get the ball down.
Great counter. And 3 defenders back for Deer Creek, though. Well defended by them.
To get back. Great
Good
save.
touch. Tell you, if Northwest is somehow able to put another goal on, win this game, I think your player of the game has to be
Just fit NCO in space.
Dempsey.
Gotta get up. They're not gonna give it to you.
Gotta keep playing, Northwest.
Exceeded the first goal and something like that. A little more life from Northwest, though.
Yeah, I think these last 10 minutes, you'll really see a big push from Northwest to try to get that equalizer. But you can't give up another here. Northwest having a trouble. Unmarked man in the box. Dempsey showing some frustration. Northwest making a sub here. Bringing on number 4, Edwin De Leon. Free kick coming up here.
Substitution.
And another substitution. Murdy coming back onto the field. We'd have a dangerous free kick.
Deer Creek's talking about decide who's gonna.
I do believe this will be Andrew Kegley taking this free kick. There could be some misdirection here with Eli Berry or Andrew Kegley here.
See the Murdy move into a position in the middle here. Make sure they don't try to set up.
Another corner coming up. I'm not sure Northwest has had a corner this half or a free kick of any sort. It's been real one-sided as far as time of possession is concerned. Spent the majority of our time on this end of the field.
Northwest has only had 3 or 4 good possessions. Great tackle. Great job, Lindsay.
Appreciate that. Ooh. I didn't do that.
There we go. Throw in coming up. Have the injured Knight down. As we'll stop play for our injured Knight being down. Looks to be number 3, Julian De Leon.
I see it. Ow. No, hold on.
Correction, I believe that is Omar Mata, number 5. Here's an opportunity right here for the Knights on a throw-in deep in the Deer Creek's into the field. Let's see if they can capitalize on being down on this end of the field with just under 7 minutes to go here left in the game.
I am not built for twisting my
Great ball in, but no one there. Rarely touch calls coming for.
Questionable. There could be a little floppage in cell there. We could be popping right up. Seems to be okay.
In a game
As
that's
if we ever questioned that.
in a game that's been as physical as it is, you'd think.
As you can imagine, Deer Creek's going to take their time on these free kicks. Anytime the ball goes out, they'll be taking their time. Anytime keeper makes a save or gets a touch, he'll be taking his time. Time is the enemy if you're an Antler fan.
Bless making another sub.
To be a handball there. Official said no, let him play on.
It's me twisting because I don't move my feet, and so I just twist my body and then I fall.
Bad turnover there by Deer Creek.
Yeah, but then I can't track it. I mean, we're not looking at that.
Go ahead and switch it. There you go. Bad touch. Knights are really struggling to maintain a good attacking possession. Play on, play on. If you don't hear it, blow the whistle.
There we go. There's a corner kick coming up. A great ball. Great ball in. You'd like to see the Knights move with a little bit of urgency here. With under 2 minutes to go, just inside 2 minutes. There's got to be a little bit sense of urgency here to get to our spots quick, save some time. You can see Coach Ross is trying to bring everybody up into the box. He's got the keeper, Dempsey, wanting to come get him up. Should be a throw in for Northwest.
Yes.
And 45 seconds. That could possibly do it for Northwest class, and I think my man of the match has to go to Eli Berry, number 5 for Deer Creek. Was in on one of the goals and just seemed to produce a lot of attacking and scoring opportunities for the Antlers in this particular game. Well done by Eli Berry. Well done by both teams. As we said, it was going to be entertaining, and it was just that. It was very entertaining. Good game for both guys. Great game for both guys. High energy, high paced, very creative. The goals that were scored were spectacular. And so, parting thoughts by you, Eric?
Just gotta get back to it. Again, Northwest Deer Creek, it's going to be like this every year. It's going to always be a competitive matchup, and I guess this goes to show you that the record of Northwest doesn't reflect the team that they are. Deer Creek came in knowing that they didn't let up the entire game. They know what kind of team this is. Just got to get, there's more ball to be played. Just got to get back to it.
Sure. You know, the thing that I have is, like you said, they were a much different team today than they were on Tuesday. A lot more focused, a lot more energy, a lot more physicality, and so that's something to build on moving forward. There's going to be very winnable games coming up over the next several weeks for the Knights, games that they fully anticipate that they should win, especially on Tuesday. We've got Lawton coming in, fans here at Taft Stadium on Tuesday. So if you are free, we would love to have you out on Taft Stadium here at Tuesday on April the 11th. With that being said, great night for soccer. Unfortunately, the Knights fall 2-1 to Deer Creek this evening. Thank you for tuning in this evening, and look to have you guys back on Tuesday.